people who are fit and healthy and young, they need to take this seriously as well, because the temperatures we're reaching are a problem for everybody. Now, it does depend on who you are and where you grew up, actually, and that's been proven scientifically. So somebody who grew up in Athens will be better able to deal with this kind of heat than somebody who grew up in Dublin, for example, and that's normal. But yeah, I mean, whoever you are, so, we often hear warnings for the elderly and people with young children. That still applies, but everybody needs to stay hydrated, stay out of the sun. As you said, the UK Met Office offering it forward this advice, saying this is not the moment to go and play in the sun. Don't go and splash around in the sea. Stay in the shade as much as you can. Treat it as you would a kind of storm. If there's a big storm coming in, then everybody knows they need to stay indoors, they need to take precautions. And that applies to things like travel as well, is what they're saying for this weekend and early next week as well. If you don't need to make that journey, then do you really want to go and get on a crowded train and get so hot? Maybe you can work from home, find some other way of doing things. And as I say, even for people in their 20s or 30s, when it's getting this hot, when you're getting up towards 40 degrees, it is dangerous for the body. And we've got overnight lows forecast in London of 25, so that means that's the coolest it's going to get. So, if you can, open up your windows at night, try and get some cool air in the house, and then during the daytime, behave as if you're in southern Europe and close blinds, close windows, and just try and keep the cool in.
I think that's really important advice, to also treat this as a severe weather event as you would anything else. Now, I read on Twitter, as one does, someone saying, you think this is hot, well, this is the coolest summer you're ever going to have for the rest of your life. I mean, I was pretty depressed by that, but it's probably true, isn't it?
I don't think we can say that that's definitely going to be the case, but let's say this is a sign of things to come, and there's no sign that it's going to get cooler. So when we talk about records being broken, 47 degrees in Portugal as well yesterday, that's possibly a new outright record for Portugal. In the UK, getting up to 40 degrees, possibly breaking the 38.7 degrees, which was the current all-time high in the UK. The best science that we have, which is from the IPCC, is that we should expect heat waves like this to be more frequent, more intense, and to last longer as we move forwards. And bear in mind that the climate that we have now is the result of emissions that we put into the atmosphere 20 or 30 years ago. So even if we drastically reduce emissions now, we're still going to carry on warming our planet. Maybe you'll get towards the end of the century, and if we've hit all of our objectives, then you'll start to see a kind of leveling off in that curve. But this warming is going to carry on, and so we need to prepare. We need to prepare in terms of how we organise our lives. I mean, in the UK, that's particularly the case because we're not used to it. But, how are we managing electricity demand? Do we send children to school when it's as warm as this or not? What kinds of measures can we take in the office, in the workplace, in order to change rules and allow people to adapt? Because we're going to have to adapt. If it's 40 degrees in London, we need to take this seriously.